This is the story of a bridge some considered destroyed, and yet here it is. It's called the Jackknife Bridge, and at one time it spanned the E.B. Slough. Cars drove over this bridge towards the fertile farmlands on Everett, Washington's east side. If there happened to be boat traffic crossing underneath, the bridge lifted as high as necessary. It was a drawbridge. The construction of the bridge was rather unique in that it employed a counterweight made of concrete suspended high above the bridge on girders. Engineers figured out a pivot point and placed the counterweight accordingly, or also explained slightly beyond the opposite side of the pivot, sort of like a seesaw. When one end goes down, the other end is lifted up. When they wanted to raise the drawbridge, a hand crank was used to lower the concrete counterweight. That concrete counterweight would come down, and the flat part of the drawbridge, known as the leaf, would lift up like a jackknife or a pocket knife. The technical name is bascule. It was a bascule bridge, patented in 1911 by J.B. Strauss. The formal name is Heel Trunnion Bascule Bridge. Our bridge here weighed 125 tons. It was manufactured in July of 1913 by the Milwaukee Bridge Company. They loaded it onto a train and shipped it out to Washington State. Installation was completed March 23, 1914. The bridge cost $29,000 at that time, just short of $1 million today. In time, the jackknife bridge became obsolete. Cars were bigger. The 18-foot width wasn't wide enough to handle 2 lanes of traffic with these bigger automobiles. And the waterway underneath, the E.B. Slough, was deemed unnavigable in the 1950s. The bridge outlived its usefulness, and the road no longer needed a drawbridge. As the story goes, another bridge was built alongside of it, and the traffic traveled over that other bridge. In 1969, after years of disuse, they raised the drawbridge one more time using external power. And here's where things get interesting. On July 16, 1982, the bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places, number 730018888. At some point after that honor, a boatyard owner from Everett removed the counterweight and floated the bridge down to his yard for salvage. On July 16, 1990, the National Register of Historic Places received a letter stating the bridge was destroyed. They delisted the bridge in 1990. But here it is, spanning the Union Slough as a footbridge, 3 miles north of where it once stood. It was moved here in 1993 as part of the Spencer Island Restoration Project. The project returns the Snohomish River Delta back to wetlands and marshes. About 100 years ago, they diked this area to create farmland. Now those dikes are failing, and they're allowing the tidal waters of the Puget Sound to re-enter this area, thus creating wetlands and marshes. Bald eagles, ducks, geese, deer, coyotes, peregrine falcons, and the otters have come back. Migrating birds winter here. Even the salmon have returned, including Chinook salmon, which is so important to the killer whales in the Puget Sound. Now hikers, yes, even hunters, bird watchers, dog walkers, photographers cross these old wooden planks to the trailhead at Spencer Island. Summary, the bridge is not destroyed, just partially dismantled, and being relegated to a fixed footbridge, it may not have national importance. So what? What it does have is location. And with that location, it fulfills a need appreciated by many. How many have leaned against these metal beams, their eyes fixed on the passing water, or listened to the wood ducks in the marsh, or the blackbirds within the numerous cattails? Our jackknife bridge is now called the Spencer Island Bridge.